We have a big rental market in this country. People are forced to rent because they can't afford to buy. So who exactly are they renting off? Well, a new data set from the Residential Tenancies Board, that's the state body that regulates the sector, sheds some light on who exactly we're renting from out there. The big landlords, they're the ones with 100 plus properties. They're increasing their share of the market. They're now responsible for about 11% of the market. That's about 26,000 rental agreements which are signed with a landlord who typically has 100 or more properties. These are often called cuckoo funds. The reason for that is that they come in with big heavy investment funds from pensions, etc., and they can outbid ordinary buyers, typically first-time buyers. So they kind of push out the smaller guys out of the market. They're a big presence in the market, as I say, the big landlords, and they're growing their share. At the start of last year, they would have had about 9.5% of the rental agreements out there. They're now controlling about 11% of the rental agreements, about 26,000 rental agreements. But the small landlords are still there. They're not being pushed out, despite what the landlord groups are telling us. The smaller landlords are still a big part of the market. They're responsible for about 4 out of 10 rental agreements in the market. Now, these small landlords, sometimes called mom and pop landlords, they're responsible for between 1 and 2 rental agreements. So they have between 1 and 2 properties. And about 40,000 rental agreements are with these smaller landlords, the mom and pops. And that hasn't changed much, this new data set, which only goes back to the start of last year. Between the start of last year and the start of this year, their proportion of the market has remained roughly the same. Big landlords are increasing their share of the rental market, but not necessarily at the expense of the smaller ones. The smaller ones are not leaving the market in the numbers that we're being told they are. At least these are the ones who officially register with the Residential Tenancies Board.
You can read all of my coverage on this in the Irish Independent.